Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. We're now joined by head men's and women's golf coach David Sining. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Over the last couple of years, the UNCP golf programs, both the men and the women, have become both a conference and a regional power. What are some of the reasons behind that? And in your mind, what makes the golf program so strong year in and year out?
Well, it starts with recruiting good kids from good families. I work really hard at finding good kids with integrity that have a passion for improving their golf games every day, and also carries over to the academic side that they want to be good students, want to make good grades. And then hopefully just continues year to year once the culture is set with that kind of people.
Well, last year your men's team won the Peach Belt Conference Championship and for the first time advanced to the NCAA National Championships after a fourth place finish at regionals. What is it that made last year's men's team such a force to be reckoned with?
We were just unbelievably solid from player 1 through 5. We had All-Americans Jordan Waller and John McCurry in the 1 and 2 spot. We had very solid seniors, Scott Lambert, Carson Lanier in the 3 and 4 spot. Then our 5-man was typically Mike Mullman or Ian Locklear, and just very solid. No one was really going to have a blow-up round. It was any 5 of those guys could break par on a given day.
And then now to looking at the women's side, you have PBC Player of the Year Megan Moore, who finished with a tie for 4th at the PBC Championships and then finished 2 strokes away from the school's first national championship. What kind of legacy will Megan leave here at UNCP after this year?
Well, she's our best player we've ever had here at Pembroke. Jokingly, we're raising money for her statue. But she's an awesome person, awesome golfer. She's our first All-American, and hopefully we'll have more to come. But I'll be talking about Megan for years to come to recruits and current golfers.
And with last year behind you, you bring back just 1 of 5 contributors from last year's team on the men's side. But you've brought some pretty talented individuals in to fill those holes in your lineup. Can you talk about the fall season for the men's team and what surprised you, good and bad?
Well, it was a lot of adjustments. Lost our top 4 guys, like tons of turnovers. Turnover, I should say, it's not basketball. But Ian Locklear and Michael Mullman have a lot of experience. Like I said, they used to be our 5 guy. So they can play, and I've brought in some freshmen that can play, and a transfer, Trent Cloninger, that can play, and I need guys to step up. The fall we had 4 tournaments. I would say that 2 were pretty good, and the other 2 were not very good at all. So we definitely have some challenges, and it's, I guess you'd say, kind of a rebuilding year.
Well, after losing so much off of last year's team with the graduation of all conference players, Jordan Waller, Jonathan McCurry, and Scott Lambert, what are your realistic goals for this year's men's squad as you move forward into the spring season?
Well, we're always talking about improvement. We're trying to not live in circumstances, but live in the vision of where we're trying to go. And that might be this semester or the fall semester. Typically on a normal tournament, if we're in the top half of the field, I'm going to be pretty happy and content with that, with how young we are and inexperienced we are.
Now on the women's side, you bring back a dynasty of sorts. Having already won the league title, you return 3 all-conference players, Megan Moore, Shauna Waller, and Dana Watkins. What sort of goals have you set for this year's women's team, and what are some of the obstacles that stand in the way of matching last season's performance by the men?
On the women's side, our goal is to first make in-state regionals, and our goal is to compete at the national championship like the men did last year. Goal's also GPA goal to have a 3.3 as a team. And what was it?
Any obstacles that might stand in the way of reaching those goals?
Our 2-player, Dana Watkins, has been battling a wrist injury actually since last March, so she's a big question mark, you could say.
All right, well, we're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we're going to continue talking to head men's and women's golf coach David Sining, so stay tuned.